The last sentence, much will be required of the person entrusted with the much, and still more will be demanded of the person entrusted with more. It's a good way of reflecting, And the bishop calls and I say, no. That's the one thing I want to say, because we tried that game before. I remember he called a couple of times. He said, "Can you do something?" And I said, "No, that's too much for me." That this line kind of helps. It really hurts to say that, because when you're responsible, then you're required to do this. There is an accountability whether you want it or not. It's easy to say, okay, you can do it. You don't think if you want the power, this is easy to do. Authority is the given. But this is the part that will get to you, because you're required of this, not before man, but before God. So sometimes we think that as a Christian I have not much responsibility. I can today, yesterday was beautiful, nice, chilly. It's cold. I could sleep under the blanket. I don't need to go to the rosary. I just go to the mass. There is a requirement of a person who is Christian in Newport. You can write that requirement, or God can write the requirement. There is always a requirement of a person. When I say that I am going to be Catholic, we are called to make that requirement. Many people say, "Oh, I'm fine." That's why we have a passive Catholic, active Catholic, and living Catholic. Three kind of Catholic people. Only 24% goes to Catholic church on weekends. Only 21% believe in the presence of the Holy Eucharist. Why? Only in our religion. Every other religion, everybody is same. They practice. But in Catholic religion, because we are not really we are looking at our own responsibility as a Catholic, as a Christian. And that's why Jesus is asking, what I need to do as a requirement. We start to be lousy. I think I heard when September 11 took place, churches were packed. All right. Then after a while, started to get back again. When the corona came, the churches were closed, people were fighting. I want to get to church. I want to get to church. Churches are open. Still the same. Now we need to ask ourselves. I remember people crying in the parking lot a year because they want to come to the Holy Eucharist. They want to receive Holy Communion. When the churches are open, you're still looking at the same people. They used to come before. Was it a show? If you look at it, from the people outside, they can say, "Look, what these guys are doing." We need to ask ourselves: are we required? What am I required to do in my life as a Catholic? Because we need to ask ourselves. I was asking the same thing. I was going through the parishes, Diocese of Burlington. I say, why the faith doesn't grow? Why the ministry of the priest and the ministry of the lay faithful in the Diocese of Burlington does not bear fruit? I had asked myself the question, we work so hard, priests work so hard, there's so many holy priests, there's so many hard-working priests, very good priests. But why their works are not bearing fruits in the Diocese of Burlington, Vermont? I asked the same question. Because I have only a 6-year window. I need to make sure that we look at the efficiency, how much efficiently I worked. Not for people, for God. I need to be responsible for this. I gave you parish, how much did I do? If my time was wasted here, if I could not bring anybody to bring it back to the church, then I am required to answer this to the Lord, not to people, not to the bishop. Bishop is easy. And that is why, as a priest, this way you go, and the priest doesn't go alone. I think St. John Moravian is in the priest doesn't go alone to heaven or hell. They take a crowd with them. So as a priest, we have a big responsibility. We need to ask ourselves, what do I have to do? What is my responsibility? And that's what much much will be required of the person and resolute much. That's why when the bishop said, "Can I give you more churches?" and I said, "This is enough. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing here." And this is why, it's not because I can celebrate the mass finish, but this question is going to hunt me and hunt every priest. I went to Shelburne. I think there was a 7,806 people in that parish, Father Dwight's parish. I don't think even 700 people show up in 3 masses. They have a full church actually. They have 3 masses. And I was saying, my goodness, he has to be responsible for the 7,000 people. As a priest. I was looking at the Newport. How many people are in Newport? Derby Line, Island Park, Troy. As a priest, we are responsible for all these souls. Am I doing my job? I'm sure you're going to say 0, no? Right, you're right. Imagine the God's rating. And this is why I said we need to ask ourselves. Everyone has a responsibility. I'm saying my responsibility. As a Christian, as a Catholic in your family, you have a responsibility. Are we working what Jesus says? If the Master comes, will he find us worthy and faithful? If not, we need to ask Jesus, increase our faith, Lord. Amen.